So I think Bulgaria is doing it right. They have a low tax system. They have a residency citizenship program that's designed to attract investors. And if you don't want to be an investor, you buy one of these bonds, and you get the same effect. All right. So as I mentioned, the normal way: single investment, citizenship after 5 years. Fast track, you make the second bond investment, and you basically are going to have your citizenship after 1 year. And there you see a couple of the other countries that that are competitive or that offer similar types of programs. You can see Austria there at the top, 10 million euros. So the fact that it's $1 million bond investment that you get back, I think that is really what makes it competitive. I think over time, as more and more people flock to this program, it'll go the way of all the other programs. So it'll become less competitive. Maybe you'll have to hold the money longer, or maybe you won't get the money back. It'll turn into a program like Malta, where you just, you give the government the money to become a citizen. So that's a quick overview of the program. And I want to, does anybody have any specific questions about the program? Or you can ask about other maybe programs in Europe specifically. That's what Leif asked me to address.
Joel, I have a question. Do I need to learn Bulgarian to get the citizenship, the naturalization?
Well, that actually is a good question, because some countries require that and some don't, and Bulgaria does not require that.
Good, because I don't want to learn the Cyrillic alphabet. I just looked up at the passportindex.org, the Bulgarian passport compared to Malta. Malta is 152, Bulgaria is 143, and the only three countries that you can't get into Bulgaria visa-free that I think would matter to anybody is Australia, Canada, and the U.S. right now.
Yeah.
And once they enter Schengen, Canada and U.S. will be cleared.
Exactly. And I think the Schengen hurdle will be that'll be what really sets it off and makes it, in my view, that'll be grounds for the Bulgarians to increase the price or lessen the incentives, because right now, it's going to take still another few years before they're fully integrated into Schengen, and they understand that. But hey, if you're thinking about the future, getting a citizenship, whether in 1 year or 5 years, by the time the 5 years runs out, it'll be a full member of Schengen, and it won't even be an issue.
Right. And meanwhile, you have European residency, which is a big benefit itself.
And that's also helpful for other things, like, for example, opening bank accounts in Europe.
Right.
Not just in Bulgaria, but other places. So that seems to be kind of the new litmus test in a lot of countries. Like, well, do you have a European residency? Yes, I do. Here's my Bulgarian, residency. Whereas if you don't have a residency, in a lot of cases, it's harder or impossible to open an account.
And despite not getting your 2% interest returned to you, now's a good time because the dollar's fairly strong, and I'm pretty sure the dollar's going to get weaker against the euro in this 1 year or 5 year period that you're looking for your citizenship and getting your money back.
Yeah, I have a client that he said the same thing. He said, I fully expect to make money on this deal because, he's operating from a dollar base, and we did his bond a few months ago, and I think the dollar hit its high point. It was around 104, 105 to the euro, and I think it's already back to
110, 111 today.
111, and a couple years from now, it'll probably be back more to its traditional mean that might be 120, 130. So.
Right. Anybody else have questions about Bulgaria, Europe?
Yeah, I know that it's probably not an issue that people in Panama really, came here specifically to hear about. But again, I wanted you guys to be some of the first people to know about it. Are we going to talk about it in Portugal? I think it might make sense over there.
I don't think so. It might. We'll have to take a look at the schedule, but that's a good point.
Okay.
All right. If there's no questions, then thank you very much, Joel.
Thank you.